Hello. So today's topic is matter and its states, that is solid, liquid and gases. First of all, what do we mean by matter? Matter is simply anything which occupies space and has mass is called matter. For example, phone, tripod, pen, pencil, eraser, iCards, clock, any furniture, doors, windows, pen, pencil, uh, book, notebook, paper. Then we have stone, pebbles, anything. These all things, anything which has mass, which occupies space, that is matter. Now there are three states of matter: solid, liquid and gases. First of all, there is a simple thing, the basic thing with which, the basic unit with which everything is made up of, that is known as atoms or molecules. The basic unit is atoms. Atoms combine together and then they form the particles which are known as molecules. So these are the basic particles with which everything is made up. And on the basis of this only we have these three states of matter. How these different particles, how are they arranged, whether they are very tightly packed or loosely packed. On the basis of this only we have three states of matter and their different properties. So first of all, in solid, these particles, they are very tightly packed. So the space between the particles, that is intermolecular space. Now what is intermolecular space? Intermolecular space is space between one molecule to the another molecule. That is known as intermolecular space. This intermolecular space, in case of solid, it is kind of negligible. They are very tightly packed, very closely packed. That's why they have fixed shape. For example, I have this marker. This marker, when it is in my hand, its shape is same. If I will keep it over there, then also its shape is same. Shape is not changed because the particles, they are very tightly packed. That's why all the solid, they have fixed shape, they have fixed size. Second one is liquid. Liquid is simply, in case of liquid, the particles, they are bit loosely packed as compared to the solid, or I can say the intermolecular space between the particles in case of liquid, it is bit more as compared to the solid. That's why all the liquid, they have fixed quantity. For example, I have in one bowl, I have half liter of water. If I will pour that water into the glass or into some another vessel and another container, the quantity, if it is half liter, it will remain half liter. Only the shape will change because all the liquids, they do not have any fixed shape. Yes, they do have fixed size, that is fixed quantity, because the particles, they are bit loosely packed in case of liquid. For example, so this is the property of the liquid, that they take the shape of the container in which we'll pour them. For example, water, juice, milk, oil, any vegetable oil, rice bran oil, olive oil, coconut oil, you take, or kerosene, petrol, diesel. These all are examples of the liquid. And in example of solid, marker, pen, pencil, window, this door, these all are examples of the solids. Third one is gases. Gases, for example, the air in the balloon, that is one example of the gas. Now it means it is occupying the space, that's why it is increasing in size. In case of gases, particles, they are very loosely packed, they are free to move. If in one room I have three things, for example, I have just if in one room there is small amount of air, or one glass of water and one sofa. So sofa, solid, water, liquid, air, example of gas. Then, out of these three, air is the one which will cover the entire space. Air is mixture of gases or any gases present. It will occupy the whole space, entire space which is available to it. Reason is because in case of gases, particles, molecules, they are very loosely packed, and that's why gases, neither they have fixed shape nor they have fixed size. Now examples of gases, for example, right now I am breathing in oxygen and breathing out carbon dioxide, but I can show you, this is oxygen particle, this is carbon dioxide particle, right? But it is present, they are very loosely packed. Other examples of the gases, carbon dioxide, water vapor, steam, these all are examples of the gases. Next one is, now all these different states, they change from one state to another. How do they change? There are two conditions for it. Either on heating, they change from one state to another, either on heating or on cooling. For example, solid, when we heat them, then yes, there is one thing that on heating, the space, the intermolecular space between particles, it always increases on heating, and it always decreases, the space between the particles, it always decreases on heating. So the solid, when we heat them, then it changes into liquid, and we call this process melting. For example, ice. Water is the one which is present in all three states of matter. It is present in solid as ice, in liquid as water, and in gases as water vapor. So when I have ice, I will keep it on the room temperature. If I will give heat to it, then what will happen? It will turn into water. It start melting. So what is melting? Melting is simply the process in which solid changes into liquid on heating is called melting. And if we will give further heat to that water, then that water, it will change into steam. It will change into water vapor. So on heating, liquid changes into gases, and this process is known as evaporation. So what is evaporation? It is the process in which liquid changes into gases on heating. Third one is condensation. Condensation is, it happens on cooling, and it is completely opposite of the evaporation. For example, I have hot tea, and it will cover it with any plate. Then after some time we can see small drops of water, or in the morning you must have seen small drops of water on the dew, right? Sorry, on the grass we call it dew. So these are the examples of the condensation. When steam or the water vapor, these particles, they come in contact of the cold surface, then they again start coming close to each other, and they change from gas to liquid state. That's why they change to water droplets. So these are the examples of condensation. What is condensation? Condensation is simply the process in which gases changes into liquid on cooling is called condensation. Next one is, if we will give further, will cool down the liquid, then it will changes into solid. For example, water, we keep it into the freezer, it changes into ice, which is in solid state. So on cooling, liquid changes into solid, and we call this process freezing. So what is freezing? It is the process in which liquid changes into solid on cooling. That is known as freezing. After this, solute, solvent, and solution. For example, I have sugar, 1 spoon sugar, and 1 glass of milk. I pour the sugar into the milk and I stir it. Then afterwards, what I will get it, that is sweet milk. In the same way, I have salt, and I will add up into 1 glass of water. And after mixing them together, what I got, that is salty water. So here, sweet milk, salty water, these are the solutions. So what is solution? Solution is what we get after mixing up the solute and solvent together. Now what is solute? Solute is the solid, the small amount of solid which we add into the solvent to prepare the solution, that is known as solute. So here, sugar, salt, these are examples of the solute. And what is solvent? Solvent is the liquid in which we are mixing up the solute to prepare the solution, that is known as solvent. So here, milk and water, these are the examples of the solvent. So this was the whole about this chapter.